with that is we would go along and attend events that other people were putting on, but we've never kind of done our own event. We've never gone, we're going to do a Forest Wellbeing event and we're going to do something. But there are other groups out there doing that. So there's Wellbeing. So Wellbeing are organising all sorts of different events, and I'm working with a group in Hereford at the moment who are organising some great events, and they're looking to do some similar events around here, which sound really, really interesting. And we've also got 7 chakras who are also doing events around here. So I think in terms of where we're going, we're not going there because it feels like that's, you know, there are people doing that and we don't need to step on other people's toes, and it's what it is. So with the local events, and local events can, you know, can reach hundreds of people by doing your local event stuff. So then we've obviously still got this NHS thing that kind of like started over here, but is kind of still a great opportunity to get into the NHS. And one of the things that's been very exciting is that Jenny is on our team, and Jenny has experience in the NHS in Stroud, working with GP practices who are looking to incorporate health and wellbeing services alongside the kind of more traditional NHS-y kind of things. So we've got this. So we've got this NHS kind of thing that's always been bubbling in the background. Even all the way from there, we've been thinking, surely there's something we can do. Surely these people want to talk to us. And then something else very exciting happened earlier this year, which was we were contacted by the FEP. And that stands for Forest Enterprise Partnership. So they are a group from the local authority that have been tasked with promoting the Forest of Dean. And so what was really, really exciting, my ears just went ka-ting, is that they've decided to focus on 6 main industries in the Forest of Dean. And randomly and weirdly, we've ended up as one of those 6. So health and wellbeing is one of the 6 industries that the local authority and the Forest Enterprise Partnership want to push forwards. Now I think a few people got confused about, because the events that they're looking to put on, they're putting on in secondary schools, and they're angling it at skills. So if you are a secondary school kid and you are looking to further your career or decide what you want to do with your life, what career might you want to go into, or what skills would you need to be in health and wellbeing, what skills would you need to be in engineering, what skills would you need to be in construction. But what I think, for me, it's an absolutely amazing opportunity to put ourselves on the stage, because there's at least 6 events going to happen over the next 2 years. There are going to be 2,000 to 3,000 people coming to every single one of those events. 1,500 of them will be 16 or under, but there will be all the teachers, there will be all the engineering companies, there will be all the construction companies, there will be all the tourism and leisure people, there's all the teachers, there's all the local authority people. So every single time we do one of these events, which we will now be starting spring next year, every time we do one of these events we're going to reach 2,000 to 3,000 people. Because even though the kids are coming, the kids are all going to have a goodie bag they're going to take home. In there is a little flyer, Forest Wellbeing, forestwellbeing.org.uk for all your health and wellbeing needs, or something equally cheesy. So we've got the FEP. So we're coming up. So local events, we can really, we might get hundreds of people that way. When we get up to the NHS, we're kind of coming into more like thousands. There's a lot of GP practices around here. We could get a lot of referrals in. When we come up to here, I've already said, we're talking about kind of tens of thousands of people. So we've got 6 events. So what the FEP are doing, they're starting in Dean Magna in spring 2020. Then we're doing all of the others. So Dean Academy, there's lots of deans, aren't there? Dean this, Dean that, but all of those, we're doing all of them, doing all of the secondary schools in the area. So each time we do that, there's going to be another 3,000 added. So tens of thousands of people are going to reach that way. And then as soon as we started doing this, what happened then was, I think, a little group of us, we were 10 to start with, we're now 8. We started looking at, if we want to start talking to these people, how are we going to do that, and how are we going to impress them, and can we turn up with our piece of paper that we had back here and go, here's an A4 sheet of paper with who we are on it? No, we don't think it didn't cut it back then, and we didn't think it was going to cut it here. We had a chat with the guys from Wellbeing, because they have a directory, and we spoke to them about whether we could work with them to make their directory what we felt it needed to be to approach these guys. And essentially they're more focused on the event side of things at the moment, and that wasn't a big kind of thing. We didn't really want to go changing too much about what they were doing with that side of things. So we went, okay, we'll build a directory. We'll build a directory. So that was on it's the 24th of September. I sent a panicked email to somebody going, I need to build a directory. So that was the 24th of September. We launched on the 14th of October. So it's pretty ridiculous, actually. It's kind of slightly nuts that we went from where we did to where we did. So we created a .org.uk directory, specifically, and very much the reason we did it was to start talking to these guys. And we felt that we needed that without that, you know, who are we? We're Forest Wellbeing. Go and check out our directory. Oh gosh, there you are. Look at you all, with all of your qualifications and various bits and pieces and insurance and yada. So as soon as we'd done that, we then started to get some interest from radio. So up here we're into radio, so we've gone from hundreds to thousands to tens of thousands, and the listenership for the radio is about 80,000 people a week tuning to the radio. So we're now up to hundreds of thousands. So in terms of how we are looking to promote ourselves and who we're trying to promote ourselves to, and the size of the opportunity that's here, it's really rather large and really rather exciting. So, where was I going next? So pretty much these things have already been started. So we don't need to run our own local events, but there are lots of local events we can go to, and we can pitch ourselves, and we can have them on stall and stand. We haven't done anything about that yet, but we could, and there are some events soon, but I don't know that any of us will put anything else around quickly, but there are events we can go to. The NHS, we've got Jenny, who has already started to make some headroads going up and across and down, and to try and see if we can find some GP practices in the Forest of Dean that will be up for talking to us, and we'll be up for having some conversations about what we can maybe do together. And the FEP stuff is definitely going ahead. Radio, we will be going back on radio, but we're not quite ready yet, but that is going to happen. So that's already in place. So then, on the other side of the promotional stuff, what we're then going to be also doing, so we're going to do some local flyers. So again, local flyers, we're going to reach kind of hundreds of people with local flyers. So I've been wandering around all sorts of places recently, noticing flyers on butchers' counters and all over the place. But what we've got to do with that is we've got to have a strategy. It's really important to have a strategy around this. There's no point in us spending hundreds of pounds printing thousands and thousands of leaflets and then just chucking them anywhere. We need to know where we're going to put them, why we're putting them there, and if we put them there, how we're going to replenish them, who replenishes them, how do we know when they've run out. You know, it can't just be chuck them out. Let's have a strategy and let's do it properly. In the same way, we then want to start thinking about social media. So we've talked about Facebook as a private and internal thing, but also that we'd be missing a trick if we didn't think about maybe having a public-facing Facebook page that we can actually go out and actually start promoting ourselves on Facebook. But again, it needs to have a strategy around it, because how are we going to do it? Who's going to do it? What are we going to put out on it? And how often are we going to put out on it? And all of those things. It's not just a case of let's set up a page and suddenly everyone starts posting stuff, because that would just be a noisy mess. So if we're going to be professional, if we're going to impress these people, even that has to be professional and has to be done with an agenda, with a strategic kind of plan and everything else. But again, coming up from the hundreds to the thousands, with social media we'll be reaching thousands of people again. So it's another way we can go. The next thing that we can do up here to start kind of increasing things is search engine optimization. So search engine optimization is so when somebody puts in on Google health and wellbeing in Forest of Dean, we should really be coming up number one for that. But if somebody puts in massage in the Forest of Dean, we'd like to be on the first page and things like that. So the way that the site has been built already is incredibly good for SEO. So naturally the site is going to perform relatively well. It will take 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks for us to even get anywhere, because it takes Google a little bit of time, or the other search engines, to work out what's what. But we will get there, and there's all sorts of other things we can do. We can look at specific keywords we want to promote. We can look at blogs, so we can actually start doing some blogs which would actually increase that, and we can also look at things like pay-per-click advertising. So pay-per-click advertising is another way of pushing us up to the top of the result listings so that we can get up there. But again, that's something else that is going to need a strategy. It's not going to be a case of let's just do SEO, it's going to need a strategy. But again, if we do it right, we're going to be reaching tens of thousands of people, or tens of thousands of people looking for us. And so the only other thing that's on here really in terms of stuff that's in my mind, so I suppose I'm currently stood here as acting chair, but I also I have a marketing hat on as well, so I do all the marketing bits and bobs. The other thing that kind of reaches us up into this kind of area, I feel, and it's an area that we need to explore, is the charity fundraising kind of side, charity funding. And what we would really, 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 really love to do is to speak to people like, is it Barntage Trust, and there's a few other places like that where they have massive pots of cash that they need to give away, and if we could get some of that cash, we can then start offering our services for free to people in the community who can't afford it, and that's where we really want to get to. So charitable is really, 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 really where we want to go. But until we've got this in place, until these kind of things are all kind of, ready, we're not quite ready for that. And there's a few other kind of steps. But again, once we get up here, just because of the connection across there, if nothing else, and once we've got charity funding and we've actually got money in the bank and GPs can refer people to us who can then access our services for free,